Welcome to the KZGN News. Today we report activities at the Kern County Ridgecrest Library with a Measure F reminder, election news, results of the Harvard Institute of Politics poll, CERT preparedness training, Kern Valley Livestock Rodeo, and gas prices.
From the Rademacher Hills to Bee Mountain and the mighty Sierras, Ridgecrest to Inyo Kern and China Lake. This is your news for the Indian Wells Valley with the KZGN News crew.
The Kern County Public Library Ridgecrest branch has planned a couple of fun activities coming up Saturday, May 14th. Origami Plus Yoda program teaches kids to do origami and includes Yoda's Star Wars activity, Carissa Wagner at the Ridgecrest Library said. May 4th was National Star Wars Day, so May the 4th be with you, she explained. May is also Asian Pacific Heritage Month, when the library features the fairly popular book series centered on the Origami Yoda series. Some of the titles from the series include The Strange Case of Origami Yoda, The Darth Paper Strikes Back, from the author of the series, Tom Engelberger, who puts a twist on Princess Leia, on Javada in the surprise attack of Jabba the Puppet. These are chapter books geared for the fourth grade through 8th grade readers. Another big activity the library is trying out will be a stuffed animal sleepover at the library. For this event, kids bring their stuffed animals. The stuffed animal will get a little name tag and get to stay at the library, where their crazy antics during closed library hours will be photographed on board games in the community room and in the library snack room. When the stuffed animal is picked up, it will possess a CD documenting their time after hours at the library. Teen volunteers in the Opportunities for Learning program are working with a teacher and earning community service hours at the library for the Animal Sleepover project, and several upcoming events planned for July. Wagner said she has wanted to create the stuffed animal sleepover activity for some time and has received an enthusiastic response to the event suggestion from folks on Facebook. Drop-off is Thursday, May 19th between 11 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. The stuffed animal stays until Saturday, the 21st, for pickup after 2 p.m. at that time. The library invites kids to stay for the Paddington movie about a teddy bear. Once every month, the library presents a family movie on Saturdays. KZGN will keep you up to date with the fun things for the community, evolving events for all ages. In closing, be sure to look for Measure F regarding the library on your voter ballot. Election Integrity Project, a nonpartisan organization founded to ensure everyone's vote carries its full effect, intent, and to help in eliminating the court-documented kinds of election fraud in recent history at the polls. Voters can visit the EIP website, where training is free to the public on observing the polls to ensure the integrity of your vote. EIP sides with a 2005 Presidential Commission co-chaired by former President Jimmy Carter and former Secretary of State James Baker III, determining the vote-by-mail ballots do not satisfy 5 essential criteria for sound and honest elections. The Commission found that mail-in votes do not assure privacy, mail-in votes do not verify only duly registered voters cast ballots, mail-in votes do not safeguard ballots against loss or alteration. Mail-in votes do not assure prompt counting. Processing and verification is a lengthy process, and mail-in votes do not foster the communal aspect of citizens voting together and can compromise the concept of a voting day, dragging out voter results until all ballots are in or disqualifying late arriving ballots. It was in 1845 when Congress implemented federal law requiring the presidential election be held every 4 years on the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November. It was not election week or election month, but one single day. Free people take to the polls to participate in their freedom to vote. to experience the unity and respect for one another that continues beyond the election cycle. EIP works to cultivate the invaluable, hard-won, and rare privilege in human history of voting. It must never be an afterthought of inconvenience, but something for which we're purposed to make your choice for our nation count. America was founded on the respect of individual choice, individual rights, and individual responsibility. Together we choose those who will govern us. EIP encourages voters to experience the amazement and thrill of physically walking into a flimsy but private cardboard booth to make your mark on the course of history and our collective future as a nation. EIP encourages all able-bodied citizens to not take the vote-by-mail fast path, but experience the value of having a day set aside to cross the street or go down the street in unity with fellow Americans to cast a vote in person and proudly wear the I voted sticker for the rest of the day. A small cost for a great reward. Make time for what means most. Dedicate time to protect our freedom to vote and commit to vote in person. Visit the EIP website at electionintegrityproject.com. See how you do on some of their voter quizzes offered. There's still time for citizens to register to vote. Spread the word. Now for a look at an election candidates for our 34th District Assembly seat being vacated by Assemblywoman Shannon Grove as her term draws to a close. Ernie Golahan spoke at the April Republican Women's Luncheon. Golahan proudly points to his family's generational background in Kern County. Going forward, he shares some goals he wants to establish for the future Kern County families. Golahan was born and raised in Bakersfield and is third generation of Golahans to call Kern County home. After graduating from South High School in 1983, Golahan attended Bakersfield College, where he received an Associate of Arts degree in Fire Science. He served as a reserve firefighter for the Bakersfield Fire Department the following several years. In 1989, he followed his interest in law enforcement, where he worked for almost 27 years and was a correctional officer for California Department of Corrections. He and his wife Bobby have 2 children, Sarah and Matthew. His daughter is set to graduate from California Baptist this spring, and his son Matthew is set to complete his 2nd year at Taft Community College and plans a transfer to California Baptist in the fall. He describes Kern County as a very giving community and rich in family values. As a young volunteer firefighter, Golahan has also served with fundraising for the Ronald McDonald House charity. Golahan said, "I believe my life experiences and growing up in Kern County have prepared me for the next level of service in California State Assembly 34th District." Golahan has centered his goals for Kern County on what he's called the face of Kern County. FACE is an acronym representing the future of our families, advocating for agriculture and oil, community safety, and economic growth and tourism. According to a Harvard Institute of Politics Spring 2016 poll, Sanders remains the most popular candidate for America's 18 to 29-year-olds. Nearly half believe today's politics are unable to meet the country's challenges, and a majority reject both socialism and capitalism. 42% of young Americans support capitalism, 33% say they support socialism. Harvard Institute of Politics director Maggie Williams said millennials care deeply about their futures. She indicated this election cycle they are laser focused on issues of educational access, women's equality, and the economy. Williams is quoted saying, "This survey reflects their passion, their worries, and most importantly, a growing awareness of their voices having power." The poll reveals young Americans care deeply about their future but are concerned that current state of institutions and politics are not sufficient to meet our nation's challenges. Harvard of Institute Politics polling director John Delavolpe said, "We hope that the remaining months of the campaign, candidates from both parties work to rebuild the trust that's been eroded and inspire millennials to not only vote but engage in civic life." The poll finds the following 10 points. 1, the last year net preference for Democratic control of the White House nearly doubled, increasing from a plus 15 to plus 28. 2, among likely voters, Clinton leads Trump by 36 points, Trump underperforming among young Republicans. 3, 15% believe the U.S. is headed in the right direction. Nearly half say the politics of today are not able to meet the nation's challenges. 4, a majority of 18 to 29-year-olds reject both socialism and capitalism. 16 identify as socialists, with 19% as capitalists. 5, nearly 3 in 5 believe there's a glass ceiling facing women in America today. 64% say men have more advantages. 7, reveals a dim view of the U.S. justice system, largely unchanged in the last year, with less than half having confidence that people are judged without bias. 8, the U.S. military is showing as the only institution that a majority trust, at least most of the time, with Congress, Wall Street, and the media levels below 20% trust level. 9, President Obama and Democrats net the highest approval in 5 years, with 72% believing the president should fill the Supreme Court of the United States vacancy. 7 in 10 believe they received a quality education with an emphasis on STEM, smaller class sizes, and increasing teacher pay favored. An executive summary provided additional facts, figures, and perspectives, saying young voters lean further left. Social media participation is key to increasing interest in debates. Social media platform used by demographic outlined self-identified Democrats exceed independents for the first time in 5 years. There's a support showing for progressive ideology increased in the last year, where nearly half say a debate that included live questioning via social media would make them more likely to watch. Colbert tops the late-night moderator wish list, while Facebook continues to dominate, and Snapchat is now the second most popular social network on college campuses. Harvard's Institute of Politics was established in 1966 as a memorial to President Kennedy and aims to inspire undergraduates to consider careers in politics and public service. The IOP offers dozens of paid internships for 8 to 10 weeks during the summer and is a nonpartisan quarterly journal written and run entirely by undergraduates. A unique nationwide survey project of young adults' political views, the IOP does not offer formal courses or degree-granting programs. It provides avenues for practical experience and encourages students to examine critically and think creatively about politics and public issues. According to the Washington Post, some contend millennials' antipathy toward capitalism is misplaced frustration at the crony capitalism, corporatism, and socialistic system hijacking a once free market. The Washington Post also said the finding may simply underscore what was revealed in previous surveys, that millennials do not actually know what capitalism or socialism mean. According to the Washington Post, Pollsters recognize results are difficult to interpret since capitalism means different things to different people. Community emergency response team was in force at the Ridgecrest Police Department open house Thursday when I had a chance to talk to several of the CERT emergency response team, including Eunice, Kathy, Melanie, John, and Peggy. They all encourage participating, and if you want to feel welcomed, this group is for you. Their training program is free. Are you ready for an emergency? There's still time to sign up for their upcoming community emergency training. The 3-day training will be held 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, May 14th, Sunday, May 15th, and the following Saturday, May 21st, at the City Hall building located at 100 West California Avenue. The course is presented in 9 units over the 3-day period and prepares participants to care for themselves, their family, friends, and neighbors in the event of a major disaster. The focus is on safety, saving lives, and protecting property. CERT volunteers are trained in basic care, including triage, light search and rescue, first aid, and to manage utilities. You must attend all 9 units to receive a certificate of completion. The course will cover disaster preparedness, fire safety, and disaster medical parts 1 and 2, light search and rescue, along with CERT organization, disaster psychology, terrorism, and CERT and review and disaster simplified. Pre-registration is required. Again, training is at no cost to participants. To know what to do in an emergency, register now for training by calling Kathy Utes at 760-977-1297 or email iwvcert@gmail.com. CERT Communications Officer Kathy Utes told KZGN she's passionate about empowering people to care for themselves in an emergency. She said, if people can just take a minute and think about how they can cook or provide light for their homes without gas, if they would take back in their own hands how to manage inclement weather and think about food, then they would make emergency situations that much easier to handle. Email iwvcert@gmail.com to register today. If you didn't get a chance to attend the Kern Valley Livestock Rodeo, they'll be back in September for a fall rodeo, and you might want to join me putting it on your list of things to do. Results did not make it by our KZGN deadline today, but we will announce results when we receive them. The rodeo events were emceed by Ted Dwyer of Merced and included locals from LA to Bishop. Participants delighted their audience in categories including mutton busting, pee-wee barrels, team roping, local open barrels, California roping, and bull riding. Awards went to participants ages 4 and up. I did get a chance to meet Lindsay Lara, who won the category of local open barrel riding, coming in at 17.4 on her horse, Jilter. This is the 3rd year for the May Rodeo, where the ground is prepared just right, according to Colleen Brock, the rodeo secretary. In the meantime, I happened by chance to meet tiny Miss Kern City, Anna Imbolini, in her gown and crown. Anna waved at the camera. Her mother, Stacy Imbolini, said this was Anna's first pageant, where she was one of 8 winners. Imbolini said since age 4, Anna battled leukemia 2 years and is now in remission. Now for the news and information you've requested, here are today's gas prices for Ridgecrest and some surrounding areas. The good news is Ridgecrest is still sitting pretty with the lowest prices of all areas monitored. But I must admit, Ridgecrest has one station second highest only to an LA Valley area station in Chatsworth. As of this morning, Ridgecrest gas prices range from $2.37 to $3.09. Lancaster from $2.69 to $2.99. LA Valley area $2.57 to $3.33. And the Bishop area prices range from $2.79 to $2.99. Tune in Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for our gas price updates. Stay tuned. We have weather and sports after this break. Thank you for staying with us. Now here's Lane with our local weather.
Thank you, Tanya. From the National Weather Service, a slow-moving low-pressure system will bring rounds of showers and thunderstorms from the middle Atlantic to the southeast U.S. over the next couple of days. Some of the storms could be severe, especially over the southeast. Locally heavy rainfall could pose a risk for flooding of low-lying and poor drainage areas. Temperatures across the nation. Carolinas at 78, Georgia at 77, Arkansas at 72, Northern Texas at 78, Arizona at 76, and Los Angeles at 62. And for us locally, tonight, mostly clear with a low around 57, southwest wind 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20. Tuesday, sunny with a high near 89, west-southwest wind 5 miles per hour. Tuesday night, mostly clear with a low around 58, south wind 5 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny with a high near 90, north wind 5 miles per hour. Wednesday night, mostly clear with a low around 58, east wind 5 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny with a high near 92, north-northwest wind 5 miles per hour. Thursday night, mostly clear with a low around 58, south wind 5 miles per hour. And Friday, sunny with a high near 91, northwest wind 5 miles per hour. And that is your forecast for the IWV. Now back to Tanya.
Thanks, Lane. Here's Tom Heck with sports.
And a very pleasant early Monday evening to everyone. Let's start with the NBA playoffs. The Atlanta Hawks are out. They get swept again for the second year in a row by the Cleveland Cavaliers in the semifinals of the East. Cavaliers win it in 4 straight games. They win on Sunday by 1 point. Let's take a look at the West. Portland got a big win Saturday night. They're now down 2-1 against Golden State. Game number 4 tonight, Monday night. That game will be played in Portland, and Stephen Curry will probably not play for Golden State. Now, let's look at Miami and Toronto. Tonight, those two teams playing in Miami. Toronto leading that series 3-0. Not much hope right now for Miami. Head coach Dave Jorger of the Grizzlies has been fired, and the reason he gets fired, according to releases, is that he's been looking around too much for other teams. This year he was 42-40 in an injury-filled season, but they decided to let him go. I know he's interested in that Sacramento Kings job, which is open right now. We'll have to see what happens there. Greg Bryant, who is a running back at Notre Dame, played a couple games for the Irish, transferred to UAB, University of Alabama, Birmingham, who's bringing football back in 2017. A very talented running back from Florida was basically killed over the weekend. They claimed him brain dead in one story and then deceased in another story. But it's a horrible break for football, college football, a shooting incident, another shooting incident. And he was pronounced, or the incident happened on Friday, and they have pronounced him brain dead. And again, in the other article we saw, they had pronounced him dead. So it's a tough blow for the family. Also, the UAB football family. He was a very, very good running back, and he was their #1 recruit as they were bringing football back. All right, Major League Baseball. Tampa Bay sweeps the Angels. They do it on Sunday, 3-1. The Angels could only muster 5 runs in 3 games. Houston and the White Sox also winners. The White Sox now are 22-10. Pittsburgh, St. Louis, the Mets, and Colorado all get wins. Colorado beat the Giants 2-0. Now the Cubs, the best record in baseball, 24-6. Wow. They are right now atop of everybody in the National League. And they beat Washington 4-3 on Sunday afternoon in Wrigley Field. The Dodgers come back and win Sunday. They score 2 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th to do that. The Dodgers take 2 of 3 up north against Toronto. The Dodgers back in first place with a very average 16-15 record, but it's a very average at best Western Division this year. Now, the Dodgers will come home and they'll play against the New York Mets starting tomorrow night. The Angels, meanwhile, will open up Tuesday night against St. Louis in an interleague 3-game series at the Big A. And Bartolo Colon, the 43-year-old oldest player in Major League Baseball, pitcher for the Yankees, hit his first Major League home run on Saturday. Well, Kelowna pitcher in the American League doesn't get to hit very much. He did play in the National League, didn't get to hit there very much either, but he gets his first at age 43. So Bartolo, way to go. All right, there's your sports for this Monday. I'm Tom Heck for KZGN.
That's the news for today. All of us at KZGN-TV know you have a choice in what you watch for news. We all thank you for choosing KZGN-TV, Ridgecrest's only locally owned community TV station. Now stay tuned for Ridgecrest Talk coming up next.